Hi. Over the last week, I've been asked, how do we know the COVID-19 vaccine is safe? It's perfectly natural when it typically takes years for new drugs to appear on the market to wonder how the COVID-19 vaccines could have appeared so quickly and whether there was enough time to ensure its safety. What might help is a better understanding of the process for how drugs are created and approved for use. To help explain this, I'd like to direct your attention to this informative animated video created by Health Canada.
Vaccines are the most effective way to prevent the spread of infectious disease, but developing one can be costly, long, and complex. However, with significant investment and collaboration at a global scale, developing a vaccine is possible in a much shorter period of time. So how are vaccines developed today? And will the development of a COVID-19 vaccine be different? All vaccines go through three basic stages of development: the exploratory stage, the preclinical stage, and the clinical stage. In the exploratory stage, scientists do basic laboratory research to find vaccines that can help us develop immunity to a disease before being exposed to it. On January 11, 2020, the genetic code of the virus causing COVID-19 was published. This allowed scientists all over the world to start working on finding potential vaccines. With more than 150 in development worldwide, scientists are using current approaches like using whole or parts of killed or weakened virus, and newer techniques such as delivering COVID genetic material directly into cells. In the preclinical stage, scientists use laboratory and animal studies to identify safety concerns before testing the vaccine in humans. It is also used to help find the safest dose. While many vaccine candidates don't progress beyond this point, successful ones move on to the clinical stage, where they are first tested in humans. This stage normally consists of three phases. Phase 1 trials involve a small number of healthy volunteers to test safety and confirm that the vaccine causes an immune response. An immune response refers to how our bodies recognizes and defends itself from viruses and other potentially harmful substances. Promising vaccines then progress to Phase 2, where they're given to hundreds of participants, including groups at risk of the disease. The goal of Phase 2 is to test the vaccine's safety, the proposed doses and method of delivery, and again, to assess the immune response. Phase 3 studies involve thousands of volunteer participants and compare groups that received the vaccine to those that didn't. These studies are used to further answer whether the vaccine works and still demonstrate that it's safe for use. One way scientists have worked to reduce the time to develop a COVID vaccine has been to use study designs that allow merging of clinical phases. For example, new approaches have allowed for Phase 2 participants to be included in larger Phase 3 studies, allowing scientists to shorten the overall timeline and number of participants needed, without cutting corners or compromising safety. The first COVID-19 vaccine trials in humans started in March of 2020. Since then, tens of thousands of volunteers have been enrolled in clinical studies worldwide. Health Canada, responsible for regulating the use of vaccines in Canada, has authorized clinical trials for COVID-19 vaccines. Before approving a new vaccine, they look closely at all the data on it, paying very close attention to its safety. Many vaccines will fail somewhere along this path if they don't work or are unsafe. It's normal, and this is the purpose of all the stages of development and clinical trials. Only those that are proven safe, effective, and of high quality will be approved for use in Canada. A safe and effective vaccine will bring us one step closer to the widespread and long-term management of COVID-19. Visit canada.ca/coronavirus to learn more.
Wow! I see now that the COVID-19 vaccine was a bit of a special case where there were literally scientists around the world working together and sharing their research in order to speed up the process to find a vaccine that works. I'm also reminded that new drugs go through a really rigorous process with lots of testing where many candidates fail to even make it through the different phases to get approved for human use. I'm reassured that whatever vaccines have made it through and approved for use by Health Canada have been found to be safe and effective. Hopefully, this has been informative, and thank you for joining me for this week's edition of Your Vaccine Questions Answered with me, your host, Matt Wong. Until next time.